Hi, I'm Hub Arkush for Pro Football Weekly, along with our senior editor, Eric Edholm, reporting live from Super Bowl 47 in New Orleans. And folks, the two annual non-game related events that are the biggest every year at the Super Bowl are on Thursday afternoon when the NFLPA meets the press, and then Friday mornings at 11:30 local when the Commissioner, Roger Goodell, gives what in effect is his State of the Union address. And Eric, I think it's safe to say that at both of those press conferences this year, you wouldn't expect it in the second year of a new 10-year CBA. The operative phrase is litigious. You've got two sides, the players and owners, who are not getting along at all, and the chasm seems to be getting wider.
You know, it's almost as if they disagree with what they agreed on 2 years ago. You know, it's interpreting the CBA that they came to an accord on, and yet here we are with no HGH testing after they said it in 2011, after they said it in 2012. They said they're committed to it before the start of the 2013 season, but no real answers, no concrete decisions on how they're going to arrive at that point. So the two sides clearly are divided on a number of issues. I thought player safety was still something of a huge import as far as figuring out where do they go next.
Well, and it's interesting Eric mentions the CBA because at one point in his press conference, Commissioner Goodell referred to exactly what he thinks the biggest problem is in terms of the bad feelings between players and owners.
Unfortunately, we're spending most of our time focusing on issues that we had agreed to. As you point out, collusion charges, which were very clearly dealt with in the agreement. Litigation was very clearly agreed to. HGH was agreed to, and we should have gotten to the point where we solved our differences and gotten that resolved. Commissioner discipline. I can go on. These are things that were resolved and are clear in the document.
Now, folks, we're not in these meetings and negotiations between the players and the owners, so choosing sides, Eric, is obviously not the way to go. But the one thing that did strike me is at the Thursday NFLPA press conference, DeMaurice Smith, the executive director of the NFLPA, referred to some specific concerns and grievances that the players may be filing for things that they think are wrong. On Friday morning, the commissioner, in relation to each of those potential grievances, was very specific. He said, "We met with the players for 4 hours last week, and they didn't mention any of these things."
It was almost as if the union was sort of trying to, I don't want to use the phrase drop a bomb, but save their ammo. And this poll that they conducted with an indeterminate amount of players, they did say all 32 teams were involved, but 78% were unhappy with their medical staffs. Only 43% said their training staffs rated as good. Those are obviously disappointing numbers for both the union and the NFL, but they haven't told a lot of details. And obviously, like you said, they withheld the information until we got down here to New Orleans. The two sides met last week, didn't cross that bridge. So you kind of wonder, A, the validity of the study, how deep did it run, and B, whether the league considers it accurate data.
Beyond the poor relations between players and ownership, there was a study earlier this week by USA Today that said 61% of the NFL players don't approve of Roger Goodell. There were other issues. Player safety at the forefront of everything the league is looking at right now. The commissioner did refer again to the league's desire to possibly eventually have a franchise in London. There, of course, is always talk about Bountygate if you're in New Orleans, and the commissioner said, over as far as he's concerned, he regrets the fact that maybe not everybody completely got the message that it's everybody's problem, not just the players, but other than that said he wouldn't do anything differently. So very interesting press conference with Commissioner Goodell, very accusatory press conference with the NFLPA. Reporting live from Super Bowl 47, Eric Edholm, I'm Hub Arkush, reporting for Pro Football Weekly, of course, and for the very best in news, notes, and analysis 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Stay right where we are at ProFootballWeekly.com.